Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special first ever and possibly only ever installment of a Fyte Night Square Roundtable, the show where we break down one specific topic. In this edition, we will be getting to know the man behind the show that is known to the world as Fyte Night. A lot is happening on the show, but we don't often have the opportunity to get to know the man that goes through the whole decision-making process that we sometimes maybe don't comprehend. But maybe it's a process of simply understanding. Interviewing will be yours truly, Juan, and the man about to be interviewed is the Fyte Night General Manager, Keith M. Posha. Keith, thank you for being here with us. You're always here, in a way, with the
it's
podcast.
My pleasure.
That is available every single Tuesday night, the SRTs. But we want to get to know about you. Maybe not directly you, but Fyte Night GMU. What is your primary job in Fyte Night?
Just make sure that we have the best bi-weekly show that we can. And that's really what it comes down to. It's more about what don't I do, really.
Okay, so could you talk to us? Could you talk to us about what it is you do?
Well, just exactly like I said, I do everything from I make sure that everybody's happy, everybody's fed, everybody's taken care of to the point where they'll show up the next week, and basically making sure the wheel of Fyte Night goes round. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
It was a little lame there at the end, but maybe I'm not being direct as an interviewer with my question, so I do apologize. Could you maybe guide us about what is a day in the life of the Fyte Night General Manager like?
Well, first of all, I don't appreciate you calling me lame, but I'm just gonna move past that one. But I'm just like everybody else. I put on my socks 1 foot at a time. I wake up in the morning, go down to the Fyte Night offices, the Fyte Night arena, and just make sure everything goes smoothly that day. What more can you ask for?
So what time or point do you actively engage with the talent in conversations about matches or what's going on?
All the time. I'm an open book, and they're always welcome to see me. I do prefer if they go through one of my assistants, but yeah, anytime that they have a question or they have a concern, they're more than welcome to bring it up to me, and it's part of my role to make sure that all of them are
Keith,
addressed.
Assistants, but sorry to cut you off, but Ryan, you and I are the only people involved with Fyte Night, so who's assisting you?
You see, that's how great they are. You don't even know they exist, and that's why I keep them around, because they're so good at their jobs.
Keith, do you watch Fyte Night?
Of course.
Okay, what was the match in the previous episode? How did it end?
Well, sometimes I like to look ahead, and some details get lost in the process. So I can't really answer that at this time, but I invite you to keep watching and seeing what I have in store.
You're saying nothing. You are saying literally nothing.
I'm answering all of your questions. I don't know what your issue is here.
Okay,
Juan.
let's just switch topics before I get pissed off here. Beginning of season 2, the lights went off. A lot of people could sort of foresee that something was about to happen. Later on, they did become known to the world as The Gathering. Just demolishing, kidnapping, and eventually murdering people. Did you at any point suspect that may happen?
The beautiful thing about Fyte Night 1 is anything can happen, and when it initially happened, I was a bit worried, and I needed to double check that the power bill was taken care of, but the lights came back on, and it was all good. And then, for a moment I thought, hey, maybe Sabu showed up and he wanted to check out the great thing that is Fyte Night. But then I also got worried again, because how are we going to pay Sabu? But that's a whole other story for another day. And then it was The Gathering that showed up, and they certainly shook things up recently.
Shook things up? They kill people. Okay, Keith, I hope you're aware. 2 people or 2 things have died while you have been GM. One of them is the Ultimate Banana Bread. The Ultimate Banana Bread was
Juan, I need to cut you off there, because I am tired of hearing about that piece of potassium, and I've addressed it to you before, and I'm not going to repeat myself in this matter. It is what it is.
Okay, fine. That's happened. I was able to talk to Dandy about that with my interview with him. What about
And I would
Alex
like to take a
Hayes?
moment and say that
What?
we are... Dandy has the full support of the Fight Night offices, and whatever Dandy needs to do to get back to the Dandy we all know and love, he has my full support.
Okay, that's all fine and dandy, no pun intended. Maybe it was, but what about Alex Hayes? He got killed in your office. Inside of your office, Keith. Yet we never saw you in it.
Alex Hayes.
What? Keith.
I think there's not much more that you need to say.
Retsing sex are still lost in time. We've known nothing about them. Have you even looked to see where they are?
Juan, I have a crack team of time patrols doing everything they can to locate Rex and Sex wherever there may be. I don't know if you are aware of this, but time and space are vast. They're huge, and takes a lot of time to really go through and make sure that you don't miss anything. So it's been a long process. It's been tough, but I haven't given up hope.
Speaking of hope, at the conclusion of the previous episode, you were texting Ryan and me back and forth. First of all, it's probably international, seeing as you're in Canada, so that maybe cost a lot. You announced or messaged us that there will be a Last Hope Battle Royal, and you completely ignored the fact that the Gathering, number one, kidnapped Chicken Shot, and number two, gave him a concerto in the middle of the ring once he finally managed to escape. Why do you ignore actions like these?
You know, Juan, some say that the night is darkest just before the dawn, and in order to make an omelet, you need to crack a few eggs, and while what happened to Chicken Shat was unfortunate, sometimes you need to focus on the bigger picture. You know, maybe instead of worrying about the little details, you worry about the fight night as a whole and spend all of your time and all of your resources trying to come up with a solution for that. And I believe I have done that with this Last Hope Battle Royal. Now, like I mentioned, what happened to Chicken Shat, while unfortunate, I do feel that the dawn is coming, Juan. I do feel the dawn is coming.
Keith, outside of Fight Night, we've known each other for 11 years, so...
That is correct.
Keep that in mind while I'm about to say what I'm about to say. Do you even know what you're talking about?
You know, many of history's greatest leaders were considered madmen at the time, and people will remember me for my actions, and they will remember me for the better. I believe that. In my heart of hearts, I believe that everything I do, everything I've done has been for Fight Night, and there are good things coming.
Any last words for the Fight Night Galaxy? I guess.
The dawn is coming, folks. The dawn is coming. Just believe in me, believe in Fight Night, and we will all get through this together.
Like Dawn Marie or something, or what? You're saying nothing. This whole interview, we've been talking for over 10 minutes, Keith, and my notepad is empty. It's open up on my computer. It's still empty. You've told us nothing.
I've told you all you need to know.
Kidnapping?
You just are refusing to listen when I tell you that I have a plan. I'm going to start putting it into motion, and by the time this is done, all of your worries, all of your fears will be a thing of the past, and we will move on to this glorious future that is in store for Fight Night. Yes.
So, Keith, thank you for being here with us with this...
Juan, it was my pleasure.
Exclusive interview. Very in-depth, worthy of a table for three. Yeah. Guys, gang, Galaxy, you have heard it directly from the Fight Night GM. If you have any questions that maybe he could respond directly, would you do that, Keith? If people commented below Would you answer them?
You know, I'm more than happy to address any of the concerns that the Fight Night Galaxy feels, and I will make sure that my assistants go through those comments with a fine-tooth comb and direct whatever they deem necessary towards myself.
Sometimes I hate you.
And you know, sometimes a leader needs to make the tough choices, Juan. We can't all get what we want.
Oh, gang, like, subscribe, join the family, check out Fight Night. I have a headache, so thank you for watching, and we will be... Just roll to the next video thing where you click and watch different things. I hate my life.
You should. Don't laugh. I make sure that they think they're getting paid. I make sure that...
Think they're getting paid?
Oh, did I say think? You might need to cut that part. That they're taken care of.
Take us through a day in the life of the Fight Night GM.
Okay, so I wake up, and like every person in the world, I put my socks on 1 foot at a time. What don't I do as the Fight Night GM, I think, is the better question. From the minute I wake up in the morning to the second I go to sleep, it's all Fight Night all the time, and yeah. Head over to the Fight Night offices, the stadium that we are at that day, and just get my assistants making sure that everything is running smoothly, that we're just going to put on the best show we can. And yeah. You know, sometimes I like to poop on company time.
What? Why did you go there?
I don't know.
Okay, let's make this a bit shorter. Be way more broad at the beginning.
Okay.
Like nothing. So I'll just go day in the life, and then we'll keep going. But I think we got it now. Like the pooping aside, the rest was fine. Okay.
I don't know why the I said that. Oh my god.